When you get a lot of new faces in one place, it takes a while for the team to gel.
I just want to be part of the team.
Getting into spring training, getting to know the guys, I fit in real quick right away.
You know, everybody was very professional, cared about each other off the field as well as on the field.
This club played and bounced back from so much adversity. It was wonderful.
And you can remember instances of every player contributing to a big win, a much-needed win, that lifted this team.
It's kind of a never-give-up attitude, and this team had a lot of fight.
Confidence in everybody, no players being selfish, everybody believing in the fact that we can win.
Good things are going to happen for you if you keep your same attitude and you keep your same work ethic.
I mean, there were so many of these stories, of great human interest stories, that if you tried to make a movie out of it, they wouldn't buy it. They'd say nobody will believe it.
To be able to come back in New York and play for the New York Yankees in '96 and be able to win the World Championship, this is for the fans. They deserve that.
You don't have to be a baseball aficionado to know about this place, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. There are many physical things that tell you all about the once-in-a-lifetime moments that have taken place here, but beyond the left center field wall, here in Monument Park, are the faces of the players and managers that have helped make this the most storied sports building on the face of the earth. The only recent era befitting all this team history were the 70s, when the Yankees went to 3 straight World Series, winning back-to-back World Championships in 1977 and 78. Back to the Fall Classic they went, only to lose in 1981, and that's when the Don Mattingly era began. The beloved captain of the Yankees never saw the postseason until his final year, in spite of being on some very, very good, talented Yankee teams. By 1990, the Yankees were in a complete state of decline, losing 95 games, and that's when the franchise turned to general manager Gene Michael and manager Buck Showalter, asking them to turn things around. And they did. They reinstilled pride in the Yankee pinstripes and that spirit of winning, and by 1994, they had the Yankees good enough to win it all. That year, however, the player strike killed every dream. And by 1995, after resuming the mission, the Yankees won the first ever American League wild card on the season's last day. And they led the Seattle Mariners 2-0 after winning dramatically here in the Bronx, only to lose 3 straight games in the dreaded Kingdome. Apparently, in 1995, fate was not something that was on the Yankees' side. The shockwaves of the playoff loss in Seattle reverberated into the offseason. Manager Buck Showalter wouldn't be back. Captain Don Mattingly, made to realize that his starting days with the Yankees were over, chose early retirement. Mike Stanley, the power-hitting catcher, was allowed to walk as a free agent along with super sub Randy Velarde. Drawing the heat for these highly unpopular changes was owner George Steinbrenner, although his newly hired general manager, Bob Watson, claimed full responsibility for the player moves.
I have a championship ring. I want a World Series ring. And that is basically the bottom line. I want to win. The new manager of the New York Yankees, Mr. Torre.
That's one missing piece to my puzzle in my career. I've managed for 12 years. I've played for a few ball clubs. I've had good years. I've had bad years. I have never been in a World Series. I've been the postseason, and coming to an organization that has the burning desire to win was very important in making my decision.
The youngest of 3 Torre brothers learned baseball on the Marine Park sandlots of Brooklyn. He played over 2,000 games without a pennant and managed over 2,000 more with a sub-500 record, fueling media skepticism as to how this good-natured man and his staff would handle the pressure of working for George Steinbrenner. For support, Joe called an old friend of baseball out of retirement to become his bench coach, Don Zimmer.
I mean, I'm 65 years old. I would love to go to one more World Series. It would be fun. And mainly, the reason I say that is because of Joe Torre. He's something special.
With the new manager came new players. Rookie Derek Jeter would get a shot at short. Free agent Mariano Duncan would back up all around the infield, much as Randy Velarde had done. Tino Martinez, traded from Seattle, would have the daunting task of trying to fill Don Mattingly's shoes at first.
I knew coming into spring training that the media and everybody's going to focus on me being there, replacing Don Mattingly and whatnot, and it would probably carry over throughout the whole season. So we had a good team coming in, and I was just trying to fit in as best I can right away.
In replacing catcher Mike Stanley, Joe Girardi was out to prove with his arm and his quickness that he too could fit in, even if he didn't hit home runs.
Heard a lot of fans were upset about the Mike Stanley thing, and I understood, and I was a little bit nervous about that. But as the season started to progress and the pitchers started building me up, and I think I kind of won over the fans, and it's just been a great ride ever since.
The biggest question, Doc Gooden. Were his drug problems history? Was there anything left? Could he still pitch?
It's like starting all over again for us at playing field goals, and Billy Connors was very helpful. Spent a lot of time with him, you know, on the field, away from the field. We would talk and go over a lot of different things. And still, you have doubts. You don't know if you're able to compete at that level again, been away from the game for a year and a half.
As for David Cone, the only question had been, would the free agent gun for hire go, or would he stay?
Yes, I love New York. Yes, my wife loves New York. And here's a chance to be a Yankee for the rest of my career.
And the signing of free agent Kenny Rogers would also ease questions about the Yankees starting pitching. Still, the skeptics were far from satisfied.
One commentator who I like, Peter Gammons, on ESPN. I like Peter. Smart man. But I remember one comment he said early in the year. He said it will take the Yankees 10 years to recover from what Steinbrenner has done. 10 years? I don't think so.
The first question of spring training, how would the veteran Yankee players adjust to a manager whose entire career had been spent in the National League?
I'm looking forward to playing for Joe Torre. I think for the first time in his career, it's kind of poetic justice that he's got a legitimate chance to win.
Nobody knows who's the right man and the wrong man, but I've always been impressed with Joe Torre. I've always liked him as a person and as a baseball person. He's a native New Yorker. He has the one quality that all native New Yorkers, I appreciate in all of them, is mental toughness. I don't care if you're driving a cab, if you're a cop, or if you're the richest guy in New York. You've got to be mentally tough, and that's a great quality for people to have.
Depth is also a great quality for a manager to have. With veterans like Tim Raines and Mariano Duncan now aboard, the Yankees had increased depth and mental toughness. But what about their 21-year-old rookie, Derek Jeter? Was he really tough enough to become the everyday shortstop?
Every year I look for Derek Jeter to stumble a little, and he doesn't stumble. He just seems to dominate. He dominated rookie, dominated A, moved up to Double A. Well, we'll try him there. It's a little quick move. We force-fed him. He dominated there. Then we force-fed him to Columbus, and he dominated there. He could be one of those special ones.
1995 had many people believing that Bernie Williams had finally become one of those special ones. Good as he was, the best seemed yet to come.
Everybody recognizes that Bernie Williams is a great player. He feels that, and I think he's going to get off to a very fine start. I think we've seen just the beginnings of the kind of player that he can be. I expect him to be a much better player this year and an even better player in 1997.
But pitching? Doc Gooden hadn't pitched at all for nearly 2 years. Melito Perez had missed most of 95, as had Jimmy Key with rotator cuff surgery. Kenny Rogers was presumably healthy, but Scott Kamenicki was coming off elbow surgery.
We got a lot of question marks on this team, and that will be answered for us. And it could be, we all could be very happy or very sad.
Certainly baseball fans of the Tampa Bay area were happy to see the Yankees launch spring training in the brand new Legends Field, named for all those Yankee legends that had made the Men in Pinstripes the most legendary pro sports team of the century. Living Yankee legends lined up in front of home plate for the new park's inaugural, with the first pitch thrown by their most recent Hall of Fame inductee, Phil Rizzuto. Holy cow, a strike. The Yanks were ready to play ball. Snow may have put off the season opener in Cleveland, but the next day, rookie shortstop Derek Jeter wasted no time in getting the Yanks off on the right foot with his first big league homer.
Holy cow!
The Yankees took both games from the Indians before venturing down to Texas, where Jimmy Key faced the first serious comeback test after rotator cuff surgery. The Rangers beat him 4-2.
He may be throwing the ball, overthrowing just a shade.
Doc Gooden got the next test and a lousier score, 7-2 Texas. Questions persisted.
I got off to a slow start. I didn't really have the greatest spring, but spring training, I was just trying to prepare myself and get ready for the season. And I found myself the first couple of games trying to prove to people that I still have it. I still can go out and strike out 10 people a game, instead of just stepping back and say, hey, let's do the things what got me here. Let's concentrate on the hitters, and all about the bottom line is winning the games.
Winning games was no problem for Andy Pettitte, who won his second straight in the Yankees' snowy home opener. But for Tino Martinez, getting hits was a problem in the early weeks of April.
Bouncer out to second base as Tino Martinez continues to struggle, and he is beginning to hear the boos here at Yankee Stadium, and that was inevitable.
They booed me early on. I thought I could learn from this. I knew eventually when I'd relax that I'd be able to put up the type of numbers I'm capable of, and this team could win.
And on April 24th, he helped them win 10-8 against Cleveland.
Tino looking for his first Yankee home run. There it is. Welcome to the Bronx, Tino Martinez, because that is the official time the Yankee fans see him do what he was signed to do.
Joe Torre's offense also unleashed a new weapon, speed. From Andy Fox beating out a routine grounder to spark a rally, to Joe Girardi with another surprising steal.
And it is not in time. Stolen base by the Yankee catcher, Joe Girardi.
Look at Girardi. Steals the bag easily. Holy cow.
I'm not a long ball hitter, so I wouldn't have fit really into the typical Bronx Bomber style. And Joe's type of managing is the type of baseball that I'm capable of playing. It makes it real exciting for the players when you're doing all kind of different things instead of just sitting around and waiting for a 3-run homer.
On April 30th at Camden Yards, the Yankees exasperated Baltimore with a big 13-10 comeback in the longest 9-inning game ever. A night later, they forced a 6-6 tie that pushed on beyond the witching hour and into the 15th inning when they loaded up the bases for Tino Martinez, an early sign of destiny.
To left field, well hit, and it is gone! Grand slam home run! A grand slam by Tino Martinez in the 15th inning.
Hitting that 15th inning home run to enable us to sweep that 2-game series, whatever it was a great feeling, because we were coming right back to New York, and the fans got behind me 100% from that point on and helped carry me through the rest of the season.
The Yankees were in first place for the first time. A day later, David Cohn beat Chicago to give the team a 2-game lead over the Orioles. That's how it stayed for 6 weeks until the Yankees returned to Cleveland's Jacobs Field.
At the track at the wall, back-to-back home runs and back-to-back innings by Sierra.
A 3-game sweep over the club with the league's best record, 5 straight for the Yankees at Jacobs Field, and a 4-game lead on June 23rd gave New York its first taste of elbow room in the divisional race with Baltimore. While Yankee starters showed their vulnerabilities throughout the season, reliever Mariano Rivera from the first week on seemed virtually invulnerable to pressure, fatigue, and with opponents hitting a mere 189 against him, invulnerable to opposition lumber.
When I go there, I just feel like they don't gonna hit it.
No, Mariano, they really didn't know how to hit it. 130 strikeouts, the most by any Yankee reliever ever, and streaks of 26 consecutive scoreless innings, and most amazing, 15 consecutive hitless innings between April 19th and May 5th. Numbers unheard of for a middle reliever.
Just some of the streaks that he ran off this year were, you know, I've never seen a middle relief or a setup man do what he has done.
Time and again, the mild-mannered Panamanian protected slim leads in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings without seeming to break a sweat.
If you're healthy and you're confident and you're mentally prepared for the game, I mean, you're gonna have a lot of success.
With Rivera, the Yankees were virtually guaranteed success when leading late in the game. He became known as Joe Torre's secret weapon, while Torre called him his indispensable pitcher. Other managers used other words.
This Rivera guy, we don't want to face him anymore. He should be in a higher league. He needs to go to a higher league somewhere. I don't know where that league is, but we can't hit him. We should ban him from baseball. Should be banned from baseball. It's illegal.
Well, if Mariano's explosive high 90s fastball wasn't illegal, it certainly was lethal to most hitters. In his 107 2/3 innings pitched in the regular season, they managed only 73 hits, 34 walks, and untold broken bats.
That broke the bat, and Rivera makes the catch to end the game. What a play by Mariano Rivera.
Of course, John Wetland was the other half of the Yankees' 1-2 bullpen power punch. But the closer saw himself as only a part of a total team effort by the Yankee bullpen.
Struck him out. John Wetland coming with a slider, striking out Rebele to end the game, to save the game.
The bullpen is a place of immediacy. It's you do it now, you know, you're on call, and you go in and maybe you're going to do it just one hitter, but you better get it done. That's your job. Just by everybody understanding that from an attitude standpoint is what made the bullpen what it was this year. I've never been associated with a better group of guys that had the same focus and the same drive in the same direction. We all did it together.
Wetland pitched roughly half the innings of Rivera, but also had better than 1 strikeout per inning. His 43 saves and 47 chances led the league and contributed largely to the fact that the Yankees lost only 1 game all season when leading after 8 innings.
It's a real great feeling as a catcher when you know if you can get through 6 innings, you know, you can shorten a game, that you have an unbelievable chance of winning the game. Mo and John were tremendous all year.
We're a unit down there, and that's something that I definitely stress. No one guy is better than the other. We feed off each other's success.
And the Yankees owed their success as much to Wetland, Rivera, Jeff Nelson, and the rest of the Yankee bullpen as anyone in 1996. Considering that ace pitcher David Cone wasn't around, it's a minor miracle that the Yankees were able to forge a lead through the midseason. Cone had been sailing along with a 3-1 record until a circulatory problem in his finger caused him to miss 1 start before his victory over Chicago on May 2nd.
Raging into foul territory. Wade Boggs makes the catch, and the New York Yankees defeat the Chicago White Sox 5-1 in a root-going performance by David Cone. Coming back after missing a start because of the hand and finger problems.
But medical tests revealed more than hand and finger problems. Cone was suffering from a life-threatening aneurysm in his right shoulder and would need immediate surgery.
David Cone underwent successful surgery at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center this morning. The aneurysm was removed and replaced with a vein graft from the left leg.
I wish I could explain better to you when I'm going to be back, when I'm going to pitch again. I'm not sure. In my heart, I hope to pitch again this year. That's what I'm shooting for.
Just as Cone could only hope for recovery, his former Mets teammate Dwight Gooden was starting to experience it. After a wretched start, Doc found a cure with a short windup that netted 3 good starts. Before the Mariners, those cursed anti-Yankees from Seattle arrived in the Bronx on the fateful eve of May 14th. There, Doc turned magician with sleight-of-hand assists from his mates.
This ball is hit hard to straightaway center. A tough play for Gerald, and he gets it! Unbelievable. He stuck his glove up, down the relay back to first. Double play. Got him again. Here's a bouncing ball blocked by Gooden. He'll throw to first for the easy out. Ripped center field. Gerald on the run. Puts it away. Another nice running catch.
Things went a little deeper. We got in the 5th and 6th. I really started to believe, you know, maybe we got a chance at something special here.
In for a call, strike 3.
I was really pumped. I was excited for him. You know, what a better place for him to do it. I mean, he's meant a lot to the city.
This ball is hit slowly, fielded by Martinez to the bag with a dive in time. Swing and a miss. Jay Buhner missing. Lifted in the air, in the infield. Derek Jeter waiting. waiting, makes the catch. A no-hitter for Dwight Gooden.
I think this is the greatest feeling, especially just to do it in New York. From the things I've been through, to make it, back and to come back and do it here in New York is a special feeling.
Special feeling? Less than 3 weeks before, he feared he might not get another chance to prove he belonged in the Bronx. Now Doc not only belonged, he owned the town. And the torch of destiny that would light the Yankees through all of the dark points of the season was burning bright that night. At the All-Star break, the Yankees found themselves leading Baltimore by 6 games. Still, there was real concern over a mounting power gap between the two rivals. The Orioles had nearly doubled the Yankee home run output, and the gap threatened to get even wider. New York went on a power hunt, far away, to St. Paul in the Independent Northern League, where Daryl Strawberry was taking one last shot at a big league comeback with some convincing numbers, a .435 batting average, and 18 home runs in only 29 games.
Over the 400-foot side. Listen to this crowd.
There were a lot of teams that were really interested and believed that I could help them coming down to the point of second half of the season. They're going to be in a pennant race, and here there's a guy that has been in the majors, has major league experience, and knows what it's all about. There's a possibility he could help our ball club.
I'm here, to do my best, for this ball club. I'm not here to complain about anything, and I'm gonna appreciate everything that happens, good or bad. Take it one day at a time. My main thing is I'm here to do what I feel I can accomplish to help this ball club win and be successful, and that's all I want to do.
It was July 4th, and there was Daryl Strawberry, reunited with his buddy, Doc Gooden.
I mean, that was a tremendous feeling. I couldn't believe that, because I remember being in Minnesota. Matter of fact, because at the time I got 2 out of rotation, and it was talk about bringing Daryl in because it was playing out in Minneapolis, and talk had kind of died down, and then I thought it won't happen. And then here we are right before the All-Star break, found that we were signing Daryl Strawberry.
The Yankees went back to Baltimore after the break, and Strawberry wasted no time in helping them knock the O's 3 games further back in the race.
He gets into this one way back in right center field, and this one is gone. A 2-run homer by Daryl Strawberry.
Daryl hits another one. Oh, is this one high and deep toward Utah Street in the last row.
It was a good feeling. It was just good to be able to get back and be with the guys and be accepted by the guys. Coming back the second half into Baltimore with the ball club and getting off to a good start, and the team getting off to a good start. We had really put something together there where everybody believed in each other, and that was a real good feeling.
With the O's now 10 games back, Strawberry became an object of talk and even affection in the Bronx. He'd already had one trial with the Yankees the year before. This time, he was only looking to find his proper role.
Amazing. I mean, this was a guy that literally had to battle his way into the lineup. And certainly it was a key part of our winning.
Payoff pitch. Right field and well hit. Damon at the wall. Goodbye.
That home run on July 28th beat Kansas City in the bottom of the ninth. The lead over Baltimore was 12 games, the largest it would ever be.
New York, when they see you overcome your problems, and you don't have to talk about, look at me, I'm changed. When they see how you carry yourself and how you can, your ways of living and the way you approach your business, they could tell right off the bat because they have that type of knowledge and they respect that.
On August 6th, Strawberry showed the fans shades of Reggie Jackson with 3 straight dingers and 5 in 2 ball games.
Holy cow!
A part of me was out there with Daryl. Every at-bat Daryl took, I felt that was a part of it because I could relate to the things he had been through. I was just so happy for him, and when he was up there in the batter's box, it was like a part of me being right there.
Well hit into right field, going back as Mouton looked up and gone. Strawberry has 3 home runs in a row.
I don't know if I was as happy as him, but I was pretty close.
Welcome back to New York.
New Yorkers are always sure to pay tribute. And they did on Mickey Mantle Day, when Mickey's close friend and teammate Whitey Ford unveiled the monument that would join Ruth, Gehrig, and Miller Huggins at the stadium.
I wanted to be Mickey Mantle. When I was 9 years old, I limped for no reason. When I was bar mitzvahed, I spoke with an Oklahoman drawl. Today I am a man.
Mel Allen will always be the voice of the Yankees. He patented many phrases like, "How about that?" to "going, going, gone." After his passing, the Yankees wore black armbands for the rest of the year. The successful beat of the team was set by Paul O'Neill, and the atmosphere in the Bronx got better every day. The sounds of the subway, the challenge of the Deegan remained constants. But the newly christened Yankee Clipper, this was new. It merrily sailed up from Manhattan to the stadium, where another new tradition was started by the grounds crew. And Mariano Duncan had created a team slogan.
We play today, and we win today. That's it.
That's it? That's right. The '96 season saw many great chapters unfold, like the blossoming of Bernie Williams, who hit for power, ran the bases with speed and verve, and played center field like a classic virtuoso. The teenager signed off the Puerto Rican sandlots 11 years before had finally reached prime time.
I was a little 17-year-old, maybe 165, 170 pounds, soaking wet. And he said, well, I see a lot in this kid. I think with the right coaching and the right attitude, he can do good things. And I remember people looking at him, you know, saying, yeah, right. And it was just great to come here and just prove a lot of people wrong.
Bernie hits this one to deep left field. Forget it.
Martinez will try to go to third. The strong throw by Bernie, and he's out.
Bernie Williams gets into it. The first pitch of the 7th inning is gone.
To center field. Bernie on the warning track. Leaps and makes the catch. What a play by Bernie Williams in center field. Oh, I can't believe it.
He's probably the perfect Yankee. I mean, he goes out, plays hard every day. He runs out every ball. You know, he's diving and sliding and doing everything. I mean, he's probably a perfect person you want to mold yourself after.
The perfect Yankee in Bernie's eyes had long been Don Mattingly, who saw the talented, shy, and somewhat tentative youngster and reached out.
He was in the back of the bus, and he said, Bernie, come here. I want to talk to you. You know, there's a couple of things that I need to talk to you about. And he just started talking to me about the things that I had to do to become a better baseball player. He said, you're good, but you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was just listening to him, and in the back of my mind, I was saying, that's Don Mattingly. He's talking to me.
Now, with a .305 average, 29 home runs, and 102 RBIs, everyone wants to talk to Bernie.
1 ball, no strikes. Holy cow!
Up to this point, you really never see Bernie Williams go out and really blossom on the offensive side of the game.
And I think this year, Bernie Williams showed the people that he can really play the game. I mean, he was always been able to run, always been able to play the defense. But as far as being a dominant offensive player, he has showed folks this year that he can definitely do that.
Oh, that's guy at the right field. This was gone way back. Holy cow! Woo! Mercy! Did you see where that went? I can't believe it.
Bernie stayed strong even as his 5-year-old son underwent surgery back in Puerto Rico because of an inner ear infection.
I remember taking the bus from the stadium to the hotel and just realizing the possibility that he was not going to be here. Just it was tearing my heart apart. It was just great at the same time to go to Puerto Rico and showed up at the room when he was and watch him just jumping around up and down and being very happy because he has seen me. And my happiness was indescribable. It was just a great feeling.
Before the season was over, Bernie Jr. would have a chance to come to the Bronx and watch his dad be great. Not much seemed to bother Andy Pettitte in 1996. Not the snow that fell on the Yankee opener. Despite his Texas upbringing, he won that one. And he won 20 more to become the Yankees' first 20-game winner since another lefty. Ron Guidry won 22 in 1985. Not bad for a 24-year-old sophomore.
Try to keep it all in perspective, of course, because I know that just as easy as you can win 10 games very fast, that I could lose 10. And just trying to go out there and just trying to keep the game close to give me a chance to win and to give the team a chance to win. And the team's been scoring a lot of runs for me, and they've been playing great defense, and the bullpen's been doing a great job, and you're going to get a lot of wins like that.
Out for Seattle. And a bouncing ball to Jeter, and this should do it. A complete game victory for Andy Pettitte. He goes the distance, and he stops the Yankee losing streak.
I think, you know, this game is all confidence, and it's all mental, and I think you've got to get to the point where you feel comfortable going out there and you feel like you belong. And I do feel like now that I belong in the major leagues, and I feel like I can pitch up here.
Most importantly, Pettitte was a stopper, going 13-3 after a Yankee loss.
He really pitches carefully with men on, and the numbers show that. League hitting just .226 against him with men in scoring position.
Got him. One of his best pitches of the inning.
That's been one of my strengths, even in the minor leagues, is my ability with runners in scoring position to make a big pitch when I need to. And I feel like I really haven't had great stuff this year, but when I've needed a big pick.
Lawrence moves inside, the pickoff move, and Thomas is picked off. The throw to second is in time.
A big pitch or a big play.
Right back to Pettitte again. This time, Jeter, the return is in time, and the Yankees turn the double play.
I've been able to come up with it this year.
All year long, Pettitte was able to come up with it, demonstrating poise and mental toughness well beyond his years, all while still learning on the job.
I still feel like I got a lot to learn and a lot to learn about this league. And as long as we've got veteran guys on this team like Jimmy and David Cohn and Gooden and Kenny Rogers, I'll look to them guys as long as they're around. And for me, they'll be the backbone of the staff. And I'll consider myself just going out there and just feeling lucky to get the ball every fifth day and just try to do my job.
They're on their feet at Yankee Stadium with a 1-ball, 2-strike count and 2 outs in the ninth. Striking out to end the game. Andy Pettitte with a strikeout.
The Yankees expected a lot from their veterans in 1996, but as destiny would have it, they got the most from one of their kids, Andy Pettitte. Even though the Yankees led Baltimore by 10 games on July 31st, they still wanted another big bat. They got the big bat of Big Daddy.
The night before was probably, the most exciting night of the whole scenario. The clock is getting around midnight. I know that's the trade deadline. I'm wondering, if I'm going to get the opportunity to go somewhere to try to help somebody, get in the postseason. At that point, when Buddy Bell called me into his office, I said, okay, here we go. I got a chance. And I never thought I was coming to the Yankees. I think that's why it was such of a shock.
Cecil Fielder, the man who's had more home runs than anyone else this decade.
Scorecard. Cecil cracks it to left. Is it high enough to get out? It's gone.
One thing he did have to get used to was being a DH.
Took me that time to just say, okay, I'm a Yankee, you know, instead of, okay, I'm a Detroit Tiger. Okay, now I'm a Yankee. Now I got to just try to get myself the key down and just go out there and play the game.
Ruben Sierra had been traded away for Fielder, and he got his revenge first time back in the Bronx.
What a way to break in. All right.
The Tigers took the first two from the Yanks, but Cecil answered back on August 11th with a 3-run pole shot in a 12-0 blowout.
Holy cow! That was hit so hard it couldn't go foul. He went down and got that, and it went.
Ironically, the addition of Big Daddy did not protect the 10-game lead. Instead, New York slumped in August as the offense struggled to readjust its chemistry around Fielder. But by the postseason, they got it right.
Well, a lot of people really didn't understand, you know, the things they put up on that marquee out there when it says Cecil Fielder the most home runs, the most RBIs in the 90s. That's true. It's not a fantasy. It's a true statement.
The Seattle Kingdome was the Yankees' first stop on a 10-game road trip beginning August 26th. Alex Rodriguez and company were waiting to make sure Doc Gooden and the Yankees would be sweepless in Seattle. Suddenly, the Yankees looked very vulnerable.
You know, I go home a lot of nights and just, you know, talk to the wife and, you know, tell her, you know, hey, you know, something's not happening. We're not playing like, you know, the Yankees can play.
Getting swept in Seattle at the start of a crucial road trip pushed Yankee frustrations over the edge.
When you go through a slump like that, I think that's where you find the real significance of being a close group of guys and all pulling for each other. And you find out how important your manager is to your club. And Joe, during the whole time, never panicked.
This club played and bounced back from so much adversity.
He was always like, we're going to get him today, we're going to get him today.
Guys, hey, man, we've come this far. We're going to win it. Let's just figure out a way to do it. Let's just work hard.
Meanwhile, David Cone was doing everything to get back. And on September 2nd, a big moment for the team, a big moment for him. Everyone held their breath.
Ballpark, etc. Swing and a miss, strike three. David Cone is certainly back.
Sparked by Coney's gutsy return, the Yankees bounced out of their funk. After watching their lead over the Orioles shrink to 2.5 games, the Yankees held a closed-door meeting to get back to the basics. We play today, we win today.
A ball club like a ball club that we know that we have a good team, and I know that we have a chance to win. Since the beginning when I came here, I just say to a lot of my teammates in spring training, hey, we have a chance, you know, to go all the way.
Oh! Deep to right field. This is gone. A clean cow. Home run. Holy cow.
We had just an attitude that we really didn't care who the hero was. But at the same time, everybody felt the responsibility to do their job, you know, when they were called upon it.
Of all the homespun heroes, none was any younger or more surprising than the 21-year-old rookie shortstop, Derek Jeter. He began the year batting 9th to ease the pressure on a kid considered not necessarily ready to hit big league pitching.
For me, I set my goals high. If you go into a season saying I want to hit 250, once you get there, you never get any better. So I set them as high as I can. And, you know, I thought, why should I change that approach? I mean, I used it in the minor leagues and they've been successful, so I use the same approach coming into this season.
I was so locked in on his defense that I really never gave myself the luxury, I guess, of looking at any other part of his game. But when the season started, he hits a home run opening day.
Oh, you got a run on that one. That's gone. Holy cow. His first big league home run.
When he goes out in the left center field, makes that play.
Off the end of the bat into shallow center field. Derek Jeter back. What a play.
I said, wow, this is a rookie shortstop playing his first game in 1996 against the American League champions, and it's just like he was falling off, you know, a log. It was no problem for him.
There's a line shot into left field. Here comes Daryl.
Charlie Hayes coming around third. He's got a score, and Jeter's got a 2-run double.
I never knew what to expect. I listened to him tell me if he got 250, if he hit 250, it would be exceptional. And if he played the position properly, it would be exceptional. Well, it was beyond exceptional.
Look at this. Oh, turn again. Holy cow, what a play by Jeter.
Unbelievable. He got a couple of clutch hits here and there, made some great plays, developed all kinds of confidence right away, and just matured throughout the year and just kept his confidence and poise like if he's been in the league for 10 years.
The Yankees' 6th opening day shortstop in the last 6 years was smooth, steady, and a quick study.
For me, it was the first time around the league, and you're seeing pitchers for the first time, and you're going to stadiums for the first time, so everything seems new. Towards the second half of the season, you're going around, you know some people, you try to make some adjustments, and pitchers make some adjustments as well, but I think I was just real fortunate the second half.
As the season progressed, so did Jeter. A .277 batting average in the first half, .350 in the second. All told, he hit .314, scored 104 times, and drove in 78 more. The most RBIs by a Yankee shortstop since Frank Crosetti in 36.
I think G is just an outstanding person. I think that comes first. I feel you have to be able to get respect from that guy that sits next to you. You have to be able to get respect from the people that watch you play. And I think that's most important. I understand that, you know, we have to go out there on the field to perform, but Jeter's been able to do that, you know, incredibly. He's done an incredible job for this organization. You know, to find a kid that is a first-year player and to be able to go out there and do the things he does, it's just incredible. I like him. He's my friend. And, you know, I just, you know, got a lot of respect for Derek Jeter.
I feel so happy for him. And he's been one of those guys like the rest of us, you know, like Pettitte, Narrated, and the guys before us. And it's just a great feeling, you know, to grow up in the organization and come up and have a chance to have a world championship and a World Series ring, you know, in the same team that you originally signed from.
It's a great story, but it's a great young man. He has all the best qualities.
On September 18th, it was showdown time. The Orioles came into Yankee Stadium just 3 games back. As Scott Erickson and the O's took a 2-1 lead into the 9th, the crowd of over 50,000 watched and wondered. Had the Bombers run out of heroes? Rookie Ruben Rivera had the answer.
Line to Alomar, base hit. Over his head, Jeter scores, and the Yankees win.
Ruben's bloop hit over Alomar's glove put the Yankees 4 games up on the Birds, a lead they fought to protect against all comers, especially the red-hot Red Sox.
2 out in the bottom of the 10th. And it's in the center field. The Yankees have won it.
They just kept coming and doing what they had to, scraping and clawing. I mean, literally, inning by inning, batter by batter, pitch by pitch.
Finally, after 15 years and a 19-run outburst against the Brewers on September 25th, Jeff Nelson stood on the mound in the 9th inning.
In the air to center field, Bernie Williams camped down under it, makes the catch, and the New York Yankees are the 1996 American League Eastern Division champions.
When we went, we were 12 games ahead, and then we went down to 2.5. You know that if you're not worth your salt, you're going to just fade away, but that wasn't the case. You know, we have a lot of players with a lot of heart, and that's really brought us through.
It was October. The Yankees were back in the postseason, but their division series opponents featured a one-man wrecking crew on a mission to demolish the Bronx Bombers.
Rodriguez at second, Greer at first, and a long drive to left, into the corner and into the seats. Well, George Steinbrenner better check the deed, because these days it's Juan Gonzalez who owns the New York Yankees.
After the 6-2 win, the Rangers needed just 2 more. 2 more homers by Gonzalez put Texas up 4-1 in Game 2, but the Yankees scratched back to tie it into extra innings.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Hayes squares to bunt, lays it down third base side. He gets the job done, and the ball down the line. Jeter scores, Yankees win.
The '96 Yankees had lost 5 of 6 in Arlington. In Game 3, they trailed again in the 9th inning. But in October, the script had changed.
Swung on and line to left center field. It is a base hit. Rounding third is Raines. He'll score. Tino goes to third. It's a 2-out base hit to left center by Mariano Duncan. And the Yankees have taken a 3-2 lead.
Game 4 found New York in a deeper hole, 4-0. No problem, said Bernie, and the Yankees said adios to Texas.
Oh, there it goes to left field. Back. Gone! Second home run of the game for Bernie Williams.
Going down there, it was just a different series. Coming from behind, you know, in several games, you know, and keep putting the pressure on them. I think it really surprised them. You know, the fact that we had this attitude that never give up and keep going hard, you know, especially in tough situations, you know, having the game on the line, you know, people just came through.
It'll be a 1-2. Wetland deals. He struck him out swinging. Yankees win. Yankees win.
After upsetting Cleveland, the Orioles were next. A Bronx cheer welcomed Robbie Alomar. That launched a playoff classic.
A called strike 3. In right field, Tarasco going back to the track, to the wall. And what happens here? He contends that a fan reaches up and touches it. But Richie Garcia says no, it's a home run.
Myers deals. Swung on and driven to deep left. It is high. It is far. And it's gone. Yankees win. Yankees win. Burn, baby, burn. He's done it again.
Tied at 1, the series shifted to Camden Yards, where the Yankees hadn't lost all year. They were not about to start.
The 1-1. This one is hit the opposite way, and it could be trouble. It gets down. Surhoff cuts it off before it gets to the wall, and that's a huge play because Williams has to stop at third on the double by Martinez. Now the ball bounces away. Williams sprints for the plate and scores.
That was strictly a reaction play. I don't know to this day what made me react the way I did. I knew that he was not going to throw the ball to second base, but I saw the ball on the ground and I saw Cal still trying to be the cutoff man. I guess they took for granted the whole situation and they didn't expect the ball rolling out there in the hole and shortstop. When I saw that, I went like, go get him. You know, just take the chance, take the opportunity and run as fast as you can.
Swung on and drilled to deep left. It is high. It is far. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Daryl.
Postseason play, you can't take anything for granted, because if you do, you'll be going home.
Here's a drive to deep left center. This ball is on its way. This ball is gone.
You don't go into postseason feeling like, okay, this is something you've never done before. You have done it before. You played the game of baseball before, but you just haven't been into October.
The 2-2 pitch. A bouncer to deep short. Jeter, long throw. Diving is Cal. But he can't get there in time, and the Yankees win the pennant.
I'm usually watching this thing on a 20-inch television set. It's nice being inside it for a change. I can't describe it. A year ago, I'm not working. To all of a sudden, a year later, be in this locker room with all these guys I love and to go to the World Series. I mean, that was the missing piece out of my career, and it's big.
And to sweep them 3, I mean, it was beyond belief, and you just felt, ugh, how many more miracles are there?
How many more miracles? It was time to find out as the Fall Classic returned to the Bronx after a 15-year drought.
This is a dream come true. Just to get to play in Yankee Stadium and get to it in the World Series, I mean, it just seems like the World Series and the Yankees go together. So they've been there so many times. So it's just a great thrill for me.
But the so-called team of the 90s got down to business.
Into left field, well hit, Strawberry back at the wall, another home run.
Smoltz, then Maddox. Outscored 16-1, the Yankees looked dazed. Down 2 games to none, they headed to the home of the Tomahawk Chop.
Joe Torre telling me after we lost the first one that we weren't focused and he didn't think we could win the second game here. But then he looked at me, he says, we're going to go down there and sweep them in Atlanta and come back here and win it on Saturday. And I felt like saying, oh, Jesus, are we in trouble?
Road warriors all year, the Yankees now prayed for one more gift of road magic.
Scoring that first run in the first inning over there down in Atlanta, it really made me think, hey, man, maybe they're not as unbeatable as they might seem.
Up the middle of base hits. Raines comes in to score, and the Yankees score first. Joe Torre and the Yankees couldn't have written a script any better than that. Bases loaded, 2 out. To the right side, it's foul. Girardi is there. Inning over. David Cone gets through the frame as Girardi makes the catch. It's a 2-1 game.
Swung on and drilled to deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone into the right field seats. A 2-run home run for Bernie Williams.
A 5-2 win. The Yankees at last had a foot in the door. But in Game 4, the Bomber turnaround looked terribly fleeting. Looking up at a 6-0 deficit, the Yankees dug deeper. They clawed back to 6-3. Then in the 8th inning, Bobby Cox sent Mark Wohlers in to face Jim Leyritz.
It'll be a 2-2. Swung on and hit in the air to deep left. Jones back toward the track at the wall. It is gone. A 3-run home run. And the gutty, gritty Yankees have come all the way back. 6-0 down to tie the game at 6.
Pitch. The Yankees take the lead.
By comparison, Game 5 was simple. A nerve-wracking pitcher's duel between Smoltz and Pettitte.
I told the guys in Atlanta, I said, hey, listen, just give me somebody out there today. I feel good. I want to get them. Just do it.
He's still searching for it. Fielder down the left field line. It's fair. Up against the wall. In to score is Hayes. Down to second is Fielder. He's in with a double. And the Yankees take a 1-0 fourth inning lead. I don't think Pettitte's looked up yet. 0-2 from Wetland. Into right field. O'Neill is there. Ball game. Yankees win 1-0 as Wetland saves it for Andy Pettitte.
An unthinkable 3-game sweep in Atlanta, and the Yankees were going home. Game 6, Yankee Stadium in near delirium, and Greg Maddux facing a tide even he could not stop.
Swung on and driven to center field deep. That's going to get the run in, might be more. Grissom back, still back. It's over his head and up against the wall. O'Neill scores. Girardi round second. He'll go to third. The throw is late. He slides. Triple. Yankees lead 1-0.
When I got to third base, there was almost a tear in my eye. There actually was, because I hadn't had a hit during the World Series. For me, that was just a wonderful experience, and I wanted to cherish it.
And that's a base hit into left field. Girardi scores. 2-0 Yankees.
Got in the dugout and still had that tear in my eye, and we were ahead 2-0, and I knew if we could get through 6, we had the Moe and Wet show, and my dreams were about ready to come true.
I found myself doing things out of the norm, seeing the guys in my dugout. I never looked at the guys in my dugout. I noticed them. I heard the roar of the crowd a little bit more. I noticed looks on my teammates' faces. I even saw the Atlanta bench. I never, ever look around. But there was something in me that was saying, grab this moment. Try and take in some things.
Hayes waits. The Yankees are champions of baseball.
It was done. Each one on the pile had contributed in some way, But to a kid from Brooklyn among them, one contribution remained to be acknowledged.
I can't tell you the fans, what they meant to what we were doing. We turned the city of New York into a small town, and I've been to some small towns. With the problems I've had personally this year, my one brother Rocco passing away, and Frank, you know, with the heart transplant, and the fact that I'd gone 110 years without getting into a World Series, I think everybody, this World Series became human. You know, I think so much is made of how much money people make and numbers that you put up, that this World Series, it was nice, it was human, and I feel the warmth, and I think a lot of it is the fact that I was born and raised in New York. I'm the first New Yorker that ever, you know, won a world championship with the Yankees, which all these things mean a lot to me now. While we were going through this thing, I was hoping I'd get to the World Series, but it's unbelievable with the number of people that we had and what they meant to our success this year, and for us to be able to win a world championship in the city of New York for the fans of New York, I don't think we could ever top that.
It is the beauty of Yankee Stadium that as it happened for Allie Reynolds and for Don Larson and for Whitey Ford, it happened for John Wetland, who said he was never more emotionally confused than at that moment. So totally jubilant, yet so much in pain to be at the bottom of that pile. Was this the most dramatic of the 23 Yankee World Championships? Impossible to tell. But we do know this. No Yankee team was so close to apparently losing, only to win, than this one, which is why most of us believe 1996 was the year of Pinstripe Destiny. When Game 6 was over, it was a huge celebration for 57,000 fans and 25 pretty tired players. But what happened next was a celebration of an entire city.
Paul, it didn't quite happen like this in Cincinnati, did it?
We ain't got this many people in Cincinnati. It's unbelievable. This just shows what this city, what baseball means to this city. And
can you believe how many people you guys have made happy?
I really can't. This is an unbelievable feeling.
What's the one image that sticks in your mind so far?
That dude just had a python snake. It was about 10 feet long.
It was alive, too.
I know it was alive.
New York is different. Enjoy it.
Telling me.
Daryl, they love you, man.
Well, I just think it's great. It's great to, you know, be back in New York and win another championship. And I just think everybody in the city really appreciate what the Yankees accomplished this year.
This has got to be a lot bigger than then, right?
Yeah, it's a lot bigger now. This is a big thrill because the Yankees hadn't won in a long time. There's a lot of Yankee fans out there.
What do you think of this?
It's just amazing. It's amazing. I got no words to describe this. I mean, this is one of the greatest experiences of my life. Undoubtedly. I mean,